Hello everyone. In this session, we will dive into the future value of an annuity. In the prior session, we looked at the future value of a single amount. So I suggest reviewing the prior recording if you are not comfortable with the future value of a single amount. So what is the future value of an annuity? Well, we talked about the future value. Let's focus on annuity. An annuity is a series of equal payments made or received at the same regular interval. For example, you could be making a monthly payment, like your rent is an annuity. You could be receiving a monthly payment, that's an annuity. Or you could be receiving or paying quarterly or annually. It's the same amount of time at the same time interval. Now, why do we need to learn about the future value of an annuity? Well, simple. Oftentimes, people don't have one single amount, one lump sum to pay up front to invest. So, of course, unless they won the lottery. So how do people invest in the real world? In the real world, what you will do is you set up an investment plan where you invest the same amount of money every month. For example, your 401k contribution. Sometimes those payments are the same. If they are the same, we call them an annuity. If they are not the same, we could still find the future value of these payments using the future value of a single amount, compute each payment separately. But in this session, we will focus on the future value of an annuity because in the real world, many investments are very similar or work in the form of an annuity. So if you know how to find the present value of a single payment, let's learn how to find the present value of an annuity. Let's go ahead and get started. Before we proceed any further, I have a public announcement about my company, farhatlectures.com. Hello, my name is Farhat. You are here because you are either an accounting student, a finance student, or someone who's studying for their CMA or CPA exam. Great. You are looking for some additional help, and we can help you. I strongly encourage you to visit my website, farhatlectures.com. I offer additional lectures, resources, including PowerPoint slides, multiple choice questions, in some circumstances, exercises, and true-false questions. Our material is aligned with your CPA review courses, with your CMA review courses, with your college courses. I offer a risk-free trial that you can try to find out whether my website can help you or not. If you find it helpful, you subscribe, you keep your subscription. If not, you cancel and your risk is free. If you like this recording, if you like my lectures, you would like what's on the website, give me a chance to help you with your college courses as well as professional certification. I hope to see you on the website. Let's first start by looking at a practical application of future values of annuity. The most common one that we can all relate to is in personal finance, retirement planning, or a savings account. In retirement plannings or a savings account, what you will do is you invest money on regular basis. You would invest money on regular basis, for example, monthly or yearly or quarterly or whatever that basis happens to be. And we want to find out what's the future value of that annuity. Now, we have two types of annuities. We have what we call ordinary annuity, where the payment occur at the end of each period. Remember, an annuity is making the payment at the same time at a regular interval. So if we're looking at a 5-year plan, you got 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So those are the time period, 3, 4, and 5. And an ordinary annuity happens when you make the first payment at the end of the first period. So the period now is today. We're going to call it 0. So you're making the first payment at the end of the first period. At the end of the first period, which is at the beginning of period 1. For example, investing 10,000, you are making the investment right here at the end of the first period. Now, the future value formula involves compounding payment over fewer periods as they are made later in the cycle because you waited 1 year. On the other hand, we have annuity dues. If we look at the same example, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. An annuity due is when you make the first $10,000 payment today. So you make the first investment today. This is called an annuity due. Payment occurs at the beginning of each period. Example, the same 10,000 investment starting at the beginning of each period, which is at point 0. It results in a higher future value because payments are earning interest sooner. The annuity do will have a higher future value because you started a year earlier. Now to convert from, and we're going to see that later, I put this ahead of time, to convert an ordinary annuity into an annuity do, you will multiply the future value of an ordinary annuity. So you will treat it as ordinary, then you multiply it, then you will take whatever you have future value of multiply, and you multiply it times 1 plus the interest rate. That's all what you have to do to convert from ordinary to annuity do. And I will show you the formula later on, but this is basically how you would compute this. But remember, annuity do will get you more future value than ordinary annuity. Now the best way to illustrate this is to look at an example. Let's assume we have a periodic payment starting a year from now, $10,000. A year from now means we are dealing with an ordinary annuity. Be careful. And this is going to become critical later on when you study leases and accounting and bonds and accounting and learning about pensions. Well, you have to understand whether the payment is due now or a year from now. Year from now, it's a period from now. You can earn 10% and you can invest this money for 5 years. So how can you compute this? How can you compute the future value of this annuity? Why it's an annuity? It's the same amount every year, $10,000. The one way to do it is to compute the future value of each payment separately, starting with the first payment. You're going to invest $10,000 times 1 plus I raised to the 4th power. So the first payment will earn money for 4 years. So if we're looking at a timeline, so you can see what we're looking at, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So you made the first payment, 10,000. It's going to earn 1, 2, 3, 4. So that this $10,000 that you made at the end of period 1 will earn the money for 3 periods. Then you made another payment right here, 10K, and this is going to earn 1, 2, 3 times. 1 plus 10% raised to the 3rd power. And you get the point. Now the last payment here don't earn anything because that's the last payment and you're going to get your money back. Therefore, if we do this, we're going to see how much the first payment earned. It's going to turn into $14,674. The second 10,000 turned into 13,310. The third 10,000 turned into 12,110. The fourth 10,000 turned into 11,000. And notice, the later money you put in, the less they earn, and the earlier money, the first 10,000, earned 4,641 in interest because that money stayed there and compounded, right? The earlier you start, the more you are going to get. But the future value of this annuity is $61,051. So what we did is we computed the future value of this annuity using the simple value formula, the simple value of a future value formula, which is the amount times 1 plus I raised to the whatever power, and we add them all up. Now you could only imagine if you have a lot of periods, this could add up to a lot of computation. So do we have a formula? Yes, we have a formula. And the formula is you take the future value of an amount times a factor. How do you find the factor? Here's how you find the factor. So the factor, the future value factor, is 1 plus R raised to the nth power minus 1 over R. R is the interest rate, N is the number of periods. And if we compute this, if we substitute R4, the interest rate is 0.1, and N to 5, we can find out that the factor is 6.1051. Therefore, we'll take the amount times the factor, 6.1051. This also gets complicated when the numbers are larger and larger. So what happened is this, just like in the future value of $1 of one amount, we have a table for the future value of ordinary annuity. Remember, this is future value, it's an ordinary annuity, and this is the table for it. Same thing, we have the interest rate on the top, the periods on the side, and here we are looking at 5 years, 10%. The period is 5. Doesn't, the years could be, it's compounded annually to be more specific, 5 years, and it's 10%. We go to 10%, and the factor is 6.105. So if we take 10,000 times the factor will get to the answer. In other words, you don't have to compute this using the formula, because you're going to be giving a table. Now be careful you're using the proper table, because you have the future value of $1 table, which is the future value of a single amount. This is the future value of an annuity, and be specific, ordinary annuity, because remember we have ordinary annuity and annuity due. Now what did I tell you? How do we convert an annuity due into an ordinary annuity into annuity due? We'll take the future value of an ordinary annuity multiplied by 1 plus I, which happens to be 10%. But let's work this example assuming we are working with an annuity due. Assuming the $10,000 is being invested today. The first one is invested today. So for period 1, you invested it today, it's going to grow for 5 years. Because in this example, we have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So the first 10,000 that you invested, it's going to grow at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 periods. Therefore, it's going to grow to 1 plus 0.1 raised to the 5th power. The second one, it's going to grow for 4 periods. The third one grow for 3, the fourth one 2, and the last one will earn one payment, which the fourth one is made here, the fifth one, which is the fifth, is made here, and it's going to earn one more additional period. So if we compute the future value of an annuity due, it's going to end up to be 67,156. Now, this is one way to do it. The other way to do it is to use the formula. What did I say? I say get the future value ordinary factor, and we already computed this, 6.1051. The factor, then multiplied 1 plus 0.1 will give you 6.7157. You'll take this number now times 10,000, which is the same thing as taking the future value of this amount multiplied by multiply this amount, 61,051 times 1 plus 0.1, which is 1.1, will give us the same amount of 67,156. 67,156. And once you find the factor is 6.1051, multiply the factor 1.1, you will get 6.7156, and this is the future value annuity due factor. Okay, so you want to be familiar. Why? Because in your textbook, they might give you the table. They might give you the future value annuity table. If they do give you the table, make sure you're using the proper table. Make sure you are dealing with an annuity due. In our example, 10%, 5 periods, 6.716, or 6.7156, rounding 6.16, or if you are not giving the annuity due table, well, figure out the ordinary annuity, which is 6.1051, and multiply times 1 times the interest rate, whatever that interest rate happens to be, 10%, 1.1, you will get to what you need to get. So you need to know how to convert from ordinary to annuity due. Again, if we use the table, 10,000 times 6.716 will get us 67,160 versus 67,156. Again, it's a rounding issue. Let's take a look at another example where you have to use future value. So I want you to be comfortable with this. You plan to deposit 4,000 at the end of each year for 3 years into an account earning 8%. So this sounds like an annuity. You also have $7,000 today. How much you will have after 3 years? So those are some typical examples you might see for future value if you are studying finance or sometime in your accounting courses. Well, what you do is this. You have 7,000 today. That 7,000 earns 8% for 3 years. I'm going to take the 7,000 times 1.08 raised to the 3rd power. This is basically a single amount, earn interest for 3 years, which is 8,818. Then I have 3 deposits of $4,000. Your first deposit will grow for 2 years. I can do that also individually. I'll take 4,000 multiplied 1.8 raised to the 2nd power, and this 4,000 will turn into 4,665. Your second 4,000 will grow for 1 year, which will be 4,000 times 1.08, 4,320. Your third will not grow anything because you deposited at the end of the 3rd year. Now you can add them all up. You will add up the 8,000,
818 for the 7,000, the 7,665 that earn money for 2 years, the 4,320 plus the last 4,000, and your total investment would be, after 3 years, 21,803. Now, what is this example? This example is to future value, the future value of a single amount. So you can go to the tables, to the table of a future value of a single amount, look up the factor, n equal to 3, and what's the interest rate here equal to? Interest rate equal to 8, I equal to 8%, and find the factor and take 7,000 times that factor. For the 3 deposits, for the $4,000 deposit, this sounds like an ordinary annuity, n equal to 3, I equal to 8%, you find the factor and multiply 4,000 by that factor, and you add the answers and you will get 21,803. I want you to do this yourself. This way you can practice the single amount, the 7,000 invested, one amount invested today, and an annuity. You add them up and they will add up to that. Also, the future value example, you could see problem like this. You plan to deposit $100 1 year from now, $200 2 years from now, and $300 3 years from now. So those are future value problem, but they are uneven numbers. So you're going to deposit 100, 200, and 300 in 3 years. So 1, 2, and 3. You're going to earn interest at 7%. How much you will have in 3 years? How about in 5 years if you stop depositing? So what you do is first you calculate the future value after 3 years. You will take the first 100 and it's going to earn 2 periods, this period and this period. So let's do that first. 100 times 1.07 raised to the second power. So this first 100, it's going to turn into $114.49. Then the second 100, it's going to earn money only for 1 period, times 1.07 raised to the first power equal to 214, and the last 300 don't earn anything because for now, because you're gonna deposit that the 3rd year. This is gonna give you, in total $628.49. This amount plus this amount. Now, what they're asking you here, this is how much this will be worth at this point, year 3. Now they're telling you you're going to keep this money for 2 years. If you keep this money for 2 years, it's going to grow at 2 years. So it's going to grow at 2 years. You'll take this amount and you let it grow at 7% over 2 periods. It's going to give you $719.56. So this is something you need to be familiar with, being comfortable with computing the future value of an amount that's not an annuity. That's different than an annuity. If it's an annuity, you would use the annuity table. Be careful whether it's an ordinary annuity or annuity due. And sometimes you might have a problem with you have to find the future value of a single payment, what we did here for the 7,000, and you have an annuity problem. And be careful whether the annuity is annuity due or ordinary annuity. Let's take a look at this multiple choice question from Farhat Lectures. In an ordinary annuity, which payment earns the most interest? So which payment earns the most interest? What is an ordinary annuity? Ordinary annuity, when the first payment is made 1 period from now. So this is 0 today, 1, 2, 3, 4. The first one is made here. The first payment or the first receipt is made here, or the first payment. You're investing the first payment. So which payment earns the most interest? Is it this one, the first payment? Let's assume it's 5 period. It's the last payment. All payments earn the same amount, the middle payment. So this is basic understanding of annuities, future value of an amount. Which one earns the most? The first one right here. The first payment earns the most because it's earning money for 1, 2, 3, 4 periods. The last payment earns no interest because you just put the money in and you earn no interest on that money. Therefore, this is a basic test of your knowledge. So the lesson here is the earlier you start saving for a 1K contribution, money for your retirement, the better off you are, because the first payment, the early payment, earns more interest. It means it grows your account much higher down the road. What should you do now? Go to Farhat Lectures and look at additional resources, multiple choice lectures, exercises. That's going to help you whether you are studying for your CMA, CPA exam, finance courses, accounting courses, invest in yourself and stay safe.